Hey, everybody, welcome to Slam Forever Radio, episode 395 for March 11th, 2021. I'm one of your hosts, Kelly Lynn.
I'm Angel Michaud.
And that's it. Yay.
Yay.
Hey, how are you?
Good. I think I've been, my streak right now for going to the range every weekend is, I got to be up to 5 or so.
Are you going out this weekend too?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Every weekend.
Hey, guess what? Me too. It is now my new plan because I'm not available on Thursday nights because I have some prior engagements and I have to go on the weekends so that I can practice for the upcoming Black Badge.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Got to practice for that. Got to just hammer that El Prez.
Okay. Anyways. I'm going to talk about it what we did with guns this week, and I'm spitting all over myself. So, bleh, speaking mostly. So,
you lose control of your mouth and it just starts drooling.
Oh, I already did that a long time ago. So, anyways, okay. Why don't we get into what we did in guns this week? What we did in guns this week is brought to you by Calgary Shooting Center, Canada's premier retailer. You put this in. It's the Tandem Cross resupply. So I can't actually click on it. So what's this all about?
Tandem Cross makes accessories for rimfire guns generally. Yep. So they've got a bunch of 1022 stuff. They've got a bunch of Ruger Mark IV stuff. I think they've also got some Ruger PCC stuff as well. So that's the general idea is they've got a lot of that kind of stuff. If I was to get specific, you could see here, they've got like bumpers for the Ruger 1022 mags. They've got larger safeties. They got some other 1022 stuff. They've got rimfire compensators, yada, yada, yada. Now, if you're a gamer and you're using a 1022, such as, one of a rimfire sport of some kind, They have a 1022 rotary mag pouch holder for a belt. So you could be the gamiest of gamers with that bad boy at the game.
At the game of the gamer.
Yeah.
The gamiest.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, check that out. It's kind of interesting. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All the 10. Okay. So, Adriel, what did you do in guns this week? You did actually a bit. And this is new. So, yeah.
Yeah.
You did a bit.
Yeah, I did a couple things. Let me turn off my background thing there just so it's easier to see what the heck I've got going on here. These things are kind of expensive. There's an M44. I remember like Mosins used to go for, I don't know, 175 or something like that. Regular Mosins.
Right.
This is the M44, so it's like a shortened version. It's got a side folding bayonet, which I don't know. I mean, it's an okay design for a bayonet, but yeah, these things are expensive. They used to go for 500. They're going for 900 right now.
Wow, craziness.
Yeah. But I mean, the bayonet is useful. Like you can use it to like open up your beer.
Yeah. Or you can just, if you're out hunting and you need to rush, you can stick it in the ground. And
it's good for that.
Walking stick.
I kind of like the SKS one. Like it folds to the bottom, so you can stick it in the ground as like a monopod. Whereas this one, like I guess you could, but it puts the gun sideways.
Well, that's called the gangsters.
Urban prone. The urban prone rest.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you just dig that right in there, and like you get way low to the ground on that one, eh? Yeah,
that's the gangster rifle. Yeah.
Yeah. Compared to my regular Mosin, the bolt on this one is way better. Oh my God. It runs without having to like hit the stupid thing really hard just to get it to go up. It's just slick as snot. And I don't know if it's just because this is a later production and they finally got their shit together with these, but most of the Mosins I've shot, you fire, and every once in a while you got a real stiff ejection. It's hard to move that bolt. Not so much with this one. This one's it's actually kind of loose and rattly the bolt, but I like that. Makes it easier to run.
It looks actually half decent. The finish on it.
Oh yeah, this is a great looking one. It's a laminate stock, which some people like, some people don't. It's,
and the bolt actually looks half decent too.
Yeah,
nice finish.
Yeah. It's got like the dog collar style sling on there and whatever. Yeah, it's a Mosin. Some of the things I ran across with it, this one, the round interrupter didn't want to work quite right some of the time. So that it's got a rimmed round, right? And if you were to put one in and then put another one on top and it was behind the rim, it won't let it pass.
Yeah.
it's got an interrupter in there that's supposed to keep the second round like lower down so that the first one has room to go no matter what. I might need to tweak it on this one.
How often was it doing it?
Well, just don't stack your rounds like that.
Okay, but sorry.
I mean, if you're using a stripper clip, usually as long as you've got them angled the right way and you stack them into the clip the right way, they'll work every time. But you can forget which one's doing what, and that's where you'll run into issues on that one. If you're just single feeding them in, I don't think you're going to run into an issue like that because it's easy enough to just feed them correctly. It's only when using the stripper clip. Yeah. And then if you put your hand here like that, this kind of like pokes into your hand just because it's like a sharp bayonet that's just kind of poking there. I guess you could hold your hand a little bit further forward. Do the Chris Costa thing with your M44?
Yeah,
no?
Of course.
Doesn't really look right, does it?
No, but it's still, remember, that one's the tactical.
Yeah. Shoots good. Tactical. Yeah, I was shooting some 400-yard targets with that and getting most of them on steel. Yeah.
You're a good shooter, though.
Yeah, but the rifle.
Yes, that's true.
But I'm saying, whereas like with the, with some of the rifles, that's kind of hard to do. And then FX9. Yeah. I think like Trevor's talked about the FX9 before. There's a couple of things I found out about this rifle now that I've taken it apart and kind of taken a closer look inside.
Yeah.
One, if you have the Glock 10 round mags, these are a true 10 round that you can't get 17 in them. It's actually like a built up wall. So it's only got a 10 round stack in there. The springs on these ones aren't very strong. So there's not a lot holding that follower. And what'll happen is that this won't lock to the rear because the spring isn't enough to actuate the bolt release or the bolt hold open.
Right.
So that's one thing I found with this is, it's easy enough to fix. There's still lots of 17 round. Like I think all the PMags are 17 pin to 10. So you could just use those or the ETS mags, or there's a couple of other mags that will run that correctly. I did have a couple of failures to extract, but I'm curious about just running like a crap ton of ammo through it and then oiling the heck out of it and seeing if that'll fix it or not. I don't know if it will or not, though, because that might be something to do with extractor tension. Takedown, fantastic. This is like one of the best takedowns for a PCC, in my opinion. Okay. You push 2 pins out she comes. Charging handle bolt comes out the back. Super, super slick. It's a fantastic takedown, and I think that compared to stuff like the Ruger PCC or the JR Carbine or really any of the PCCs, it's just really great. You just take those 2 pins, out they go, and the bolt just fell on my lap. There's the bolt.
Really easy.
Yeah, there's the charging handle. Super, super great takedown. I think that the charging handle is a little bit anemic. Like it's kind of small. It's got a heavy spring. It's got a heavy bolt. I would rather get something that's a little bit better than this guy. It's a little bit too round and too smooth, and I kind of want something that's a little bit more beefy.
Beefy?
Yeah. You don't need like an extended one, but it would be nice if it was a little bit beefier.
Oh.
Anyways, all that is really nice. I mean, with a PCC, they get a lot of carbon in the action because like they're just straight blowback. There's a lot of gas, a lot of carbon that builds up. It's nice to be able to just crack this guy open, pull the bolt, and it's very easy to clean inside there. Yeah. Yeah.
So you said that you're going to be going to the range this weekend. Are you going to be taking that and running some more runs through it?
Yes. Yeah. Because I did run. I ran about 100 through it.
Okay.
But I'd like to run maybe like 100 more, and just see how that goes.
Okay.
Get this thing put back together. But I mean, like, there's a lot to like about it. A couple of things. Like I'd like to see that extraction fixed, and then the other thing that didn't happen to me but happened to Trevor was firing out of battery. Yep. And that was an issue that Trevor ran across, but I haven't looked into that just yet and seen what that's all about. Cool rifle. Cool. Like dropping the mags, like a lot of the ergos on it are really good. It's got a bolt hold open, and it's right where an AR would be, right there. So if you swat, like you can drop the mag with that, the mags drop free out of here. You can be going with your left hand over, hit that, and start going again. It's very fast, just like an AR. The promise is good. The promise is very good.
Did you do a video on the on any of it yet, or are you waiting?
None yet. No, still working on it. The M44. Actually, which one did I produce? Either the M44 or the FX9. One of them I wrote the article and got the photos up, but I haven't. I'm pretty sure the M44. Yeah.
Okay. What else?
I bought a Terra TM9. Rangeview Sports had a sale on them, and I couldn't. I could resist a little bit. So what I did was I went on YouTube and I went looking for reviews,
and there was none.
I found like a guy who's like, it's on his kitchen table, and he's like talking about it, and the audio sucks, and he's not like he was comparing it against a Glock 17, so that part was really good because like you could see the size comparison and that kind of thing, but. It wasn't the style of video that I do, and there was none out there like that. So that's primarily why I bought it, is because I am going to put that video out there. It's
awesome.
Like, okay, it's a polymer striker fired pistol. Who cares? And yeah, who cares? But it's DASA. Weird. Single action, double action, striker fired polymer frame pistol. I don't know that there are very many of those out there. Not at $280.
I was going to say, okay, how much did you pay for it? $280?
With shipping and tax, it was
okay.
$90, I think.
Are you afraid it's going to blow up in your hands?
Nah.
No.
I'm afraid it's going to like have a lot of problems.
Yeah, probably.
I'm not afraid of my ability to fix those problems.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think that it's going to be interesting because there aren't a lot of reviews out there for it, and I will be happy to.
I'm going to watch that with interest, and one of the reasons is because of double action, single action, and how that works with polymer. It's just weird. Just that's all I can say. Weird.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. Their business name used to be Terra Perfection. It's like,
no.
Trying to copy Glock there with Glock Perfection. They changed their name. Now they're Terra Aerospace. That's better.
Do you think they got a cease and desist? Maybe.
I mean, they're in Montenegro or something, so I can't imagine they give two shits about Glock's trademarks out there.
Maybe not.
I don't know. Anyways, I bought one of them. We'll see when it comes in. And then I actually, my buddy was like, "Hey, I'm thinking about getting some SKS tech sites. Do you want some?" I'm like, "Yeah, hook me up." And he's like, "Okay." But then the place he was going to buy from didn't have any stock, and they're actually kind of hard to find in Canada. And
tech sites are really hard to find in Canada for anything.
They're actually hard to get in the U.S. There's a lot of places where you just can't buy them. I looked at some different places in the US. One of these places was like, "Yeah, we ship," and I went and looked, and they didn't have any stock. So I found a guy on CGN who had one up and has had one up for since December, and I put an offer out to him, and he accepted. So I got the TS 100. So they have two styles. They have the 100, which is like a two flip. So it's got like the one sight, and then if you want to go long range, you flip it over and you get the other sight, kind of a thing. That's the 100. It's got adjustable windage, but for elevation, no such. You dial up or down your front sight until you're good, and then that's what you've got. The TS 200 has a dialing elevation back peep. But
which one did you get?
Well, the TS 100 was the only one I could get, so that's the one I got. I would like to get both of them and compare them and do videos on them and whatnot, but TS 100 is all I could find, so that's what I'm getting.
By the way, Doug Rodenbush says that Terra Perfection sounds like a stripper's name.
Yeah, it does. Up
He's
next,
not wrong.
Terra Perfection.
Terra Perfection, yeah.
Yeah, the SKS tech sites are interesting because Like SKSs aren't fantastically accurate, but they're functionally accurate enough that with a longer sight plane, I'll get a little bit more accuracy because it's a little bit easier to tell sight alignment when they're further apart.
Yep.
And the rifle itself is more accurate than I am with irons, at least. With optics, I can be more accurate within it. So it's cheap. I have a buttload of non-corrosive 7.62 by 39 that I got for like real cheap.
That you want to shoot in your SKS?
Yeah, well, I don't have to clean it afterwards, right?
Okay.
Because there's no corrosive primer.
How much was the tech sights? Do you want to tell
me? $90 shipped.
That's good.
It's all right. Yeah, I think it's good. They're about 60, 70 US in the US, and then you got shipping and blah, blah, all the other stuff.
Yeah, but they're also unicorns. You can't really find them.
Yeah, which is kind of disappointing because they're a real practical improvement to the sights on an SKS. You can get those. You can replace the rear sights with a couple of places make like a little peep for the rear sight kind of a thing, but you're not increasing your sight radius when you do that. And I think that I would rather get the one that goes a little bit further.
Yep.
Yeah.
What else?
I gotta go to Cabela's today and pick up a blind chair. I forgot I even bought it, but
oh really?
It's like it's like an office chair, but without the wheels on it. Instead, it's got these feet, so you use it in a blind. It rotates. It's quiet. It like allows you to lean back. Like is
it like glamping for hunting?
Yeah, very much
be comfy?
So. Oh, I've already been running office chairs in my. Think about so you could run like one of them tripod chairs that like squishes your nuts, or you could get like a camping chair.
I don't have that problem. Sorry.
You don't have that problem. Old office chairs, you can swivel, right? You can swivel on them really nicely, but they got wheels, and the wheels like make noise, and they're not made to be outside, so eventually they rust, and then when you move around, they squeak a whole bunch. So I'm hoping this one doesn't have those problems, and it was fairly inexpensive. Like I was looking at IKEA, like getting some of those crappy white plastic chairs that they have that are still the swivel kind, and they were like $40-$50. But the Cabela's one on sale was, I think I paid $30 or $40 for it. So it was like fairly inexpensive just as a chair.
Just spray it with WD-40 every year and you'll be fine.
The mechanism on office chairs is hard to get to spray it with WD-40. If the Cabela's one is open, fantastic. I spray it with some white lithium grease. Done. Yeah. So anyways, I'm going to go pick that up. And should I pick up anything else at Cabela's while I'm there?
Well, you can't order through us to get anything. Damn it.
Well, I'm going there anyways.
I know. Oh,
primers are really expensive.
I was just going to say primers.
Nah. I got 1,000 here. I don't need any more. I don't think I'm going to crank out like a ton of ammo. I was looking at a trend of ammo prices, and it's very sporadic. Like it goes every once in a while, it'll just go up completely. And it's kind of like this. So all you have to do is wait until it gets back down again and buy then. And all you have to wait for is a year. So,
or if you don't have any, then you have to go and buy them anyways.
Oh yeah. Well, the trick is to always have some.
Yeah, that's the trick.
To like when it's cheap, out. Buy low.
Shoot high.
Hold high. Yeah.
No, don't shoot high. You're gonna miss.
Yeah. So yeah. I mean, like I could probably go another year or two on my current supplies and be totally fine. So I think like if you have the financial stability to do that, buying like in bulk when it's cheap is a good idea.
Just don't tell the RCMP. Okay.
Yeah, don't tell them about your, what do they call it when you
arsenal?
When you have the arsenal's for their guns, but when you have too much stock,
a stockpile. Yeah, it is a stock.
Yeah, when you have like more than 100 rounds, it's a stockpile. I got like, I don't know, an armory's worth, I guess.
Sorry.
Ammo boxes. When those ammo boxes were $6, I got a whole bunch of them, and now all my ammo's in there, and I need more ammo boxes. But yeah. Buy it cheap, stack it deep is. We've been talking on this show for a long time about like, man, SKS is like buy two. Anytime we talk about like one of these old milsurps that was a great price or ammo that's been a great price, we talk about it, and then things turn around, and now SKSs are like $500, and like this stupid M44 is like 900. It's
people
like
are going, surprise! Not really.
You got to buy it when it's cheap. And milsurps, I would imagine in the future we will get another shipment of some kind of milsurp, and it'll be cheap. But that's the time to buy. When they ship them a bunch in, when they send them to all the distributors, that's the time. Like the Carcanos right now, now's the time to buy them. If you can buy a Carcano for $300, it's going to be worth more in the future.
Your co-hosts wait for you to start selling yours that you just bought.
Well, I'm going to sell mine because that's what I do with my guns.
I know.
I buy and I sell them.
You're so reliable.
The other thing I've been thinking about is putting a full wood stock on my Lee Enfield. I've got a number 4 Mark 1. It's slick. Bolts slick on it. And a sporterized Lee Enfield is worth $200, let's say, right? I could get a full wood kit and steel for maybe like $500-$600, somewhere around there, which puts the total cost in at around $700. And the last time I looked on CGN, the last full wood Lee Enfield I saw was like $800. So maybe it's worth doing it. Like the only point of me going through this exercise is I would rather have a full wood one. But if I get a full wood one, am I like burning cash? Am I burning a bunch of cash that I'll never get back if I go full wood? And I think the answer is no. I think the answer is I'll either be able to sell it with, you know me, I buy and sell. I'm practical. My futures.
I'm thinking about Trevor's listening to this right now, and he's going to be saying, "Go full wood, go full wood, go wood."
Well, there's a couple of different places that'll do it. There's a place in Saskatchewan. There's Prestigious Wood Stocks that does like new production Lee Enfield stocks, which is kind of nice. Like my M1 Garand has a new production stock on it, and it doesn't have the historical significance, but I don't care. It looks really sharp. It looks the part. The parts are original enough looking, and I don't feel bad about taking it to a 3-gun match or something like that. I would feel bad about taking like that nice of a stocked original M1 Garand to a match. So I think like the utility is a little bit better. So it's kind of like, I don't know, having a milsurp but not the history and the damaged history. Yeah. Anyways, I might do that. I don't know. I can't remember what the price is. I think it was okay just getting one of those prestigious stocks and refinishing that, because I think you got to like finish them off, like do a little bit of inletting, do some boiled linseed oil, and I've got a Dremel, so
yeah, that's exactly it, right?
Dremel grinder, good to go.
Luke Goodance says you got a Dremel and you're certified gunsmith, so go for it.
That's what that means. As soon as you got the Dremel and JB Weld, you're totally a certified gunsmith. Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Anyways, I feel like I've been talking too long. That's it for me.
Okay. So what I did was on Saturday, I originally was supposed to actually go and shoot my pistol on Saturday, but that didn't happen. We actually moved it to Sunday. So Saturday, guess what I did? I went to SFRC. It's because what I do, right? Anyways, went and saw all my people, but I also actually had to go there and drop off some stuff for Kelly and Kyle, and she's working there on Saturdays as well. So dropped it off, had a look around the store, was looking at the prices of ammo and that as well. And
just to laugh and just be like, oh my God, I'm glad I don't have to buy any right now.
Well, I didn't really need to buy any, but I was looking at it in case I had the urge, and I didn't really have the urge at that point. So as you were talking about that graph, at buy high or buy, no, it's the other way around, isn't it? Buy low, right? Yeah, I'm going to wait till it goes a little bit lower. Anyways. So, one of the things I did along the way was I checked out the Maple Seed storage area, and then also I took a look at the trailer as well, and got that. Was looking to see if any critters or anything got into it, but it's ready and it's good to go. It's super dry, and I'm thankful for that. So, and then I actually emptied out part of the storage locker too, because I have it all now sitting nicely in my living room / dining room, and putting packages together to send out to Adriel and Darren and everybody across the country. So you'll be getting something in the mail soon. Yeah, I'm spending my evenings putting together packages of pens and chamber flags, watching, TV. I don't know. Anyways,
just like send big buckets to me. Don't count them. Just
big buckets.
Big buckets
You mean I don't have to count them? I spent hours counting out 150 per package.
What? Don't do that for my stuff. Please, okay. God, don't.
Too late. Done. It's my OCD. Okay. Anyways, I did spend a few hours at the range on Sunday, though, with my, with everybody. Kelly Kincaid was there, and so was Kyle, and as well as another Kyle of ours. And then we also had another shooter that's actually not part of the range, but he was there trying to practice for the Black Badge course that's coming up in May that I signed up for as well. So we started going through some drills, and we had a really good time with that. And it's interesting to see some of the other people and their skill levels, and also the learning curve as well. So it was pretty fun. What else did I do? I need to actually, so Thursday nights are supposed to, as I already told you, Thursday nights are the practice for the Black Badge course. And I want to actually, I'm not able to do that. So I want to get to the range maybe on Wednesdays. It's a free day for me. So I'm going to try and actually get there on Wednesdays. And if I can't go for pistol, then I'm going to start going for also skeet. That's our Wednesday nights as well. But I also want to actually get into a routine and set it up for dry fire as well.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. So I'm going to need to actually, for me, I'm very regimented, my routines and timings and different things like that. But I have
the type of meat you're eating on the day, it's all going to be the same.
Right. So I have to actually put together the routine itself and then actually implement it and then just do it and not make any excuses. So I need to get onto that. But anyways, I haven't set it up yet. I keep saying I'm going to. But
do you got a printer?
Yeah.
You should, I think there's some downloadable targets. You can print like some IPSC targets scaled down and pop them up on some walls. And
yeah, I got that. I got a couple.
Okay.
I got a couple up on my walls already, and I have some full IPSC targets as well on the walls. And
have you looked at Stoger's dry fire? He's got some free dry fire exercises on his website.
That's a good idea. Sorry, my throat's really dry. No, I'll go and check it out. I know it is a runner. Anyways. Okay. So I'll go do that. So it's a great recommendation. Thank you. I had a shoot boss meeting on Monday night and not much about that. And other thing that I did this week was yesterday, I did the QSIF Women's Day event. It was last night. It was from 8 o'clock and it ran until my time, and it ran until almost 10 o'clock. So it was almost 2 hours long. It was awesome. So the people that were on it were the ladies from the QSIF Women's Committee, but we also had actually, we had 25 participants. And then we also had Linda Kijuku. I think that's how you pronounce her last name. And we also had Lee Wamowich. Yeah. And then we also had Dr. Susan Natras on as well. So these ladies are Canadian Olympians. They are with pistol and they're also with trap as well. If you don't know who they are, you need to go actually and look them up. They're fantastic ladies, very inspirational. What they talked about was just incredible. Susan especially. Susan actually is, she's in her 70s now and she's still shooting. And she actually has won medals in trap in the Olympics, the Worlds, the Commonwealth Games. She's been Athlete of the Year. She was voted on and she's become the Athlete of the Year. She has been a flag bearer. This lady is just fantastic. One of the things that I thought was probably the most fantastic thing that she did, the International Olympic Committee, they decided, I think it was in 1998-ish or 2000, they decided that they were going to eliminate women's shooting from the Olympic sports for the next one. So she went and she actually took on the International Olympic Committee and lobbied and had women's shooting added back as an Olympic sport. So I think that's fantastic. Great lady. Anyways. All right. So I spent some time with them. Check it out. Actually, if you want to see the video, check it out on Lady Guns Live. It's up on their both. It's going to be on their website, but it's also going to be on the Facebook page as well. And I was a little starstruck, so I actually. I fumbled over my words. Not like it doesn't happen here either, but whatever. Anyways, but go and check it out. It's really good.
Kind of hard to ask for a signature online.
I know, but I was like, and then Susan was talking about coming to Toronto. I'm going, oh my God, she's going to be in Toronto. I so want to actually go. Anyways, it's good. Anyways,
awesome.
Okay. Let's go into upcoming events. Upcoming events is sponsored by Telos Alpha. Telos Alpha is the Canadian digital agency that works exclusively with the firearms vertical. They help with business processes, strategic planning, websites, e-commerce, and battling the stigma the industry carries with banks, merchant processors, and social media. Go and check them out at telosalpha.com. We don't have much for events. If you actually have some events like, oh, I love your background. Chinese puppy. If you have an event that's coming up, let us know. Send us an email at slamfireradio.com. We'll be happy to add it to the event section and promote it for you as well. So why don't we get into
I gotta get some like range hosting agreements signed, and then I'll have some Alberta events toot sweet.
Okay.
But they're like dependent on the province letting up, because right now with the restrictions they have right now, it would be very difficult to do an event.
Yeah. Right now.
10 people max, period. That's instructors exactly and everyone. So it'd be like 6 people, so kind of a thing. So
yeah,
I don't want to do that.
No. So stay tuned. Hang on. We'll be out soon. We'll figure it out. They're coming. Yep. Let's talk about the news. The CCFR legal challenge donations. We have a couple of them that are new for this week. The NASCUP Rod and Gun Club, they donated $500. And also, this one's cool. This one's new. The Lion War Ontario Airsoft Team donated $200 as well. So that's really cool. Awesome. Yeah, me too. I think it's great. If you actually have donated to the CCFR Legal Challenge, let us know. We'll give you a little bit of a shout out, or quite rude. Actually, we go and look at the page and put it up here each week as well, and give you guys shout outs. So good on you for actually Lion War Ontario Airsoft Team. Good on you. All right, let's get into the news. I put this in. From the CS AAA, effective immediately, the transfer notifications for restricted purchases are no longer serving as temporary registration certificates. What that means is if you're buying a restricted firearm, you're going to have to wait till the official paper certificate comes in the mail before you can go and get it. Sucks.
So, I mean, some people had used those as like, oh, I got the thing. This says this has a number on it. I can take this to the range now.
Yep.
Which I think, who cares? The government knows that you have that pistol. Who cares if you have the card or not? It's like, it's not the 90s anymore. The thing's attached to your license. I'm sure they can figure it out. But they just love paperwork and bureaucracy. So, no, you got to wait for the official certificate now. The little... Well, you cut it out to be a card, but the piece of paper with the card on it, you got to wait for that to show up.
It's the envelope that has the see-through little thing, and it has the green, the one that you're at the puppy dog in the window. Oh, look, it's the green one.
So you got to wait for some
and then you take a picture of it.
Stuffing machine that the government has.
Yeah, but what you do is you take a picture of it with your address covered, and then you post it on Facebook. Look what came in the mail today. And it was yeah, right? Am I right? I'm right, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the thing about this is that this notification only went to retailers. It did not come out to anybody who is like Joe Public.
Well, for the retailers, it's probably because like, when do you release the gun?
Yeah, but Joe Public doesn't know this.
Yeah, I guess. But they're all watching our show. Like all 2 million Canadian PAL owners are watching this show.
Really?
So they all know now.
Are those our new analytics? Because we really are the number one gun show in Canada.
Yeah, breaking Facebook right now. The stream keeps going down. That's not because of our crappy internet. Facebook can't handle it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why don't we talk anything else?
Jeez. We lie about something else? No? Okay.
Our analytics aren't that bad.
Our numbers are the best numbers.
Okay,
we got all the numbers. 10, 15. Trump. We got all the numbers.
10. Yeah. All right. let's get into new gun stuff. But the new gun stuff is sponsored by Bolt Action Coffee. Slamfire Radio is now a brand ambassador for Bolt Action Coffee. The coffee is roasted in small batches and is quite honestly some of the best coffee you can get your hands on. Send it to your house or Trevor's house or Adriel's or anybody's house by going to boltactioncoffee.com. Discount code is Slamfire. Slamfire is all one word, capitalized. And if you want Adriel or anybody's address, just let me know. I got them. I'm putting it on a package right here.
Don't give my address to strange people on the internet. Please don't do that.
Somebody was, never mind. Anyways, okay. New gun stuff. What do we got?
Oh, you got all sorts of stuff. Let me share my screen. That one. First one I want to talk about. We talked about the PDP last week.
Yeah.
Marstar is doing a pre-order. If you want a PDP, either the full-size 4.5 inch, 5 inch, or the compact, they're all $8.99. Marstar's going to have them. They're doing a pre-order. If you want one of these things, talk to them.
I really like Walthers. Have you had a chance to review some of them?
Look at this little baby. Nah. They're all... Oh. The pricing is always more than what I want to pay. I mean, this isn't bad, $900, but I just bought a 279 polymer striker-fired pistol, so I think that tells you a little bit about my taste in guns.
It's economical. It's not cheap. It's
cheap and stuck and deep.
Yeah. I had an opportunity to shoot some while I was down in the US of A because we have friends down there and it's a little cheaper down there, so I really like it.
Oh, now that I think about it, I think I've shot Joe's PPQ. Yeah, I think I've shot his PPQ, and that was decent.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. Hey, speaking about awesome pistols, there's this Terran DM9. Range U Sports has them for $280. I just checked my receipt. I paid $294 with shipping and taxes and everything in.
So you got a discount.
Mm-hmm. Cheap. Well, my tax isn't a lot because I live in a province that has a lot of oil money and doesn't like taxing its citizens. Yeah. Mm. But anyways, you'll see a review about that sometime or another. And then when I was here, I was like, oh, what else should I buy from these guys? I noticed they have some. Oh, they're all sold out. Never mind. They had some Tavor 7s, the 308.
Okay, when did you upload this, by the way?
Like yesterday or the day before.
And so they sold out between that.
Well, the Tavor 7s are pretty new. And in terms of what we can have for a semi-auto 308, someone was asking me, hey, what can I get for a semi-auto 308? Something like an AR-10. Like, you can't. There's the SG 542. That's not really AR-10 style, but it's like Swiss Black Arms or no, Black Special kind of a thing. Swiss Arms Black Special kind of a thing. But this is one of your better 308 options, I think, for semi-auto. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Tavors, they're like unicorns now too, right?
Yeah. I mean, they're still out there. You can still buy them new.
Yeah. You can, but just like you just posted this and it's sold out. So
the Tavor 7s, the 308 version is difficult to find right now. I don't. Did they doing the 12 gauge one? They had a 12 gauge one too at some point, and those are also pretty hard to find. But apparently, I'm not helping anyone because this is sold out. Anyways, that's all. That's all the new gun stuff.
Oh, let me help you out with that. Why are you posting this? It's sold out. It's old news.
It wasn't before. It is now.
All right.
Anywho.
Okay.
Those are $3,200 if you're looking for an idea as to price for the 308 version. The 223 version, I'm sure, is 24, 26, somewhere around there. And really, if you're going to go 223 size, you might as well get the X95. This Tavor 7, I wonder if it's more like IWI Tavor or more X95 and like how it's built. I haven't looked very closely at it because it's buku bucks. But if someone has one of these, email the show and let us know how it is. Or
even better, let Adriel borrow it.
Yeah, or come on too. Come on as a guest and like show it off on screen.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get into the main topic. All right. So for tonight's main topic, we have Jonathan from Gong Steel. Hi, Jonathan. Welcome to the show tonight.
Hi. Thank you.
So I heard about you a few years ago, and the reason that I heard about you is because you actually are one of the sponsors for ORPS. Originally, it was ORPS. Now they have Race Gun Series or Gun Series as well as CRPS and all that. So our friends over there, Rick Catabec. So, but I wanted to get you on, and the reason you have some really cool things that have come out. Rick recently talked about it when he came on to do the Race Gun Series as well. He was talking about stuff that was coming out, so I went, "Ooh, I have to get you on." So, but I wanted to get a little bit of information from you because some people don't know about you. So, where are you located, and how long have you been around, and all that kind of stuff.
It's a story of a passion on shooting. So I was thinking about I work in a building engineering equipments for food industry.
Okay.
And I have the accessibility of the AR 500. So and I do like shooting. So I was thinking that I built some targets for my friends, and I have more trigger time, and that'll be fun. And it started growing, and then I started a website, and just thing went crazy. I started in 2017, and I think a year later, Rick just came to see me and asked me if one was interested on a sponsorship for ORPS at the beginning. So I said yes, because it's kind of fun and kind of new.
Yeah. And there you come up with some really cool targets for ORPS as well. There's some standard ones. So you've been sponsoring ORPS since 2018, is it?
Yep. Yes, it is.
Okay. All right. So what I wanted to talk to you about was all your steel. It's AR 500, correct?
Yep. Okay. I was using sometimes the AR for 450, but for now the price difference is so low, so I don't mess around anymore with the 450. So
that's awesome. Okay. So what thicknesses do you have? What recommendations do you have for people that are looking to buy some of them as well? I know that you actually...
It depends on what caliber you're shooting at, but usually the 3.8 is good for almost all centerfire. It depends on the distance when you're shooting. If you're shooting very close with the very fast bullets, it can be some problems, especially with Magnum's calibers. But usually people with 338 Lapua don't want to shoot it at 100 yards. But maybe they want and they just had to use a half-inch thick targets. But usually we shoot far distances, and it's where the beauty of the steel targets are. It's after 300 meters, it's almost impossible to see your group on a paper target, and you don't have the feedback, and it's totally different shooting style, not shoot experience to shooting on steel. So everybody that begins to shoot steel just get addicted to it, and it's so fun. It's so different. So in 22 rimfire, it's not so hard on targets. I say not so hard because the Outlaw Rimfire Person series, it just showed me that I was wrong, because there's a lot of energy on that little cartridge. So I like it at 50 or 25 meters, 50 meters, the impact is very hard. So it's not a bullet that breaks the target. It's just the energy, and the target smack the hanger, and then it started to crack and it started to fail. So we worked with Rick and worked with all the match directors. So they send me feedback. They send me, okay, we have a failure with that position or that target and that system. So we with the ORPS, just for example, we had the 5th generation of targets. So we add some more radius, more thickness. It's a work in progress. If we can improve something, we do. So with 22 LR, it's kind of forgiving for the targets. Yeah. But the thinner targets gives more feedback and better sound. It costs less also. So usually you want
and it's lighter.
Yeah,
it's like easier to set up your match when you can carry all the steel that you need for a match, and one person can carry it. That's like blows my mind, because I shoot 3-gun. It's like we need lots of guys and trailers, and it's like, and your back sore at the end of the day. Not so much with the rimfire stuff.
Yeah, that's the pros of the rimfire, and also it's as challenging or more challenging than firing a center fire matches with PRS matches, because the wind is very less forgiving on 22 LR than it is on the center fire. Let's say you shoot a Creedmoor, you can shoot like left edge, whatever the wind is, until 500 meters. In rimfire, it doesn't work like that. Past 200 meters, if you don't know very nicely your wind, you're just gonna get.
You won't hit it. Yeah. So let's talk about some of the product that you have available, and then I'm going to get back to specific packages and those. So what types of product do you have available? Now, when I went to your website, you had specifically rimfire, but you had round gongs, then you had IPSC targets. So let's talk a little bit about some of the different product that you have, so if people are interested in it.
Well, if I tend to make standard what is mostly used, but we can do anything that the customers want, because we do custom designs. Okay. For sure, the custom design is not as cheap as the standard targets, but round gongs are very common, and we do make the commonly 8, 10, and 12 inches. And very often we have bigger ones, because the long range thing is you need bigger targets if you want to learn something.
Yep.
I do very personally, I'm more into the silhouette targets.
Yeah.
In one target, you have, multiples things to engage. So you can practice yourself on a larger area, the center mass, let's say. Mm-hmm. And then if you get more comfortable and more with your dope and your stuff, you can, I will engage the head portion. So, and it's one target that fits all, let's say like this. So that's my preference. So we had the feedback. Now we have a 2/3 and full size IPSC, but we'll do a half size IPSC also, because it's kind of in between sometimes. So, and they are not so expensive. So I'm probably going to enter as that product as a standard. Okay. And we do have reactive targets like spinners. Mostly, I saw that too. Our first reactive target that we put together a couple of years ago, and it was so fun. The first year that I built it, we used them every match afterwards in the Val Cartier PRS competitions. We tried to build some on 22 LR, and we did achieve it. And Rick did use them, but it's more prompt to it's less forgiving. 22 LR, it's more you have less energy, so sometimes the spin
doesn't spin right. Yeah.
So it's not the same game, so we have to adjust it. But there's a lot of I'm working on some very cool projects on moving targets, flipping targets and stuff like that, because this is the cool thing that you have. You have one stage with a mover. Yeah. The mover are pretty rare and pretty expensive, and we're developing something below the $500 for a mover right now. So I think it's gonna be very target. People will enjoy that target, and also it's going to be not so expensive. So the clubs can be purchasing one for the RPS or just their normal use on the range. Yep. It's not common to shoot moving targets, except on a hunting situation. But for practicing, movers are not so common. So.
No, it's not.
It's hard too, because you have to lead if it's far, and you have to shoot it as you swing through. If it's really close, you got to do that. And it just with 3-gun, we've got a couple of targets that just go paper targets that go like this. You put them at 10 yards, it's a huge target at 10 yards. People miss them all the time. Just the simple motion just wrecks some people. It's a skill you got to learn, right?
Yeah, it is.
The 2 MOA targets running at 10 miles per hour. It's
going to be difficult. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'll begin to introduce the new one in 22 LR, but afterwards we'll see for centerfire. Centerfire will be for sure more pricey. I think the market will be more for the Canadian Armored Forces or law enforcement, something like that. So we are used to sell targets to them, to armored force all around the world. That's pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, and we sent the last summer we sent some container of targets to Mali.
Okay. Yeah.
Libya. So it was fun. My targets are getting out of the world where it's getting very dangerous.
Yeah.
We're trying the force out there, so we need some practice target and stuff like that. So that was.
So they contacted you, the little guy in Canada.
Yeah, and they say, well, I heard that you can do some targets, and you deliver quickly. Let's say like 25 targets, like in 3 days. I said, oh, maybe make me a phone call or two, and afterwards I had a week to turn around, but and they came back, and every year we send a lot of targets to Canadian Army Force in Valcartier and Farnham, and also there's a new shooting center in Sherbrooke.
Okay. I didn't know that.
I've made some targets 1 inch thick for their 50 cal.
Okay, so did you see the guy that actually shot the 50 cal at a plate that was 4 feet in front of him? You just have to go and read that. He's down in Michigan.
I was volunteer to see them practice on these targets, but able to get there. But it was impressive. At a full size IPSC target on 1 inch thick is pretty heavy. Also,
how did your target hold up?
I don't know.
Don't know. Okay. I wondered if they gave you feedback. No.
You'd have to get a pretty beefy stand for that too.
Yeah.
Like the impact of just
because I said you can use half inch thick target for a 50 cal. It works. You just have to hold it very strongly. Very very heavy duty stand. And they say that's why we want a 1 inch thick, because it will be so heavy, so the energy will be absorbed by the weight of the target instead of just flying around. And
that's true. So, if you with steel targets, the failure points on them are generally where it's hanging, correct?
Yeah, unfortunately, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Or people shooting some special ammo like green tip or tungsten stuff at close ranges. So at Farnham, that CQB matches, we saw some failures about guys dumping a mag of green tip ammo and just went a hole and penetrate the.
Yeah. Not very nice.
Like no big deal, but if you want, you may fail the target. But usually you're right. It's a hanging solution that we use that will fail over time, maybe.
Right. Okay. So you generally supply any of the hangers or any of the brackets or anything that's needed as well. You'll sell the target plus that piece as well. It's an added expense as well, right?
Yes. This year we came up with the T-post solution. We already had a T-post hanger that we built weld, and this year I changed the design, so I no longer need to weld anything. It's just 2 pieces that you insert together and they hold in a T-post. So I can sell them so cheap that
nice.
Now the target is no longer an issue. If you buy them by a group of 4, it's $15 each, and they are all made of AR500 3/8 of thickness. So the T-post will fail before the
target will. And all you're doing is just CNCing a hole in it so it can hang on the T-post, correct?
It's. I'm not sure your question was. Sorry.
So when you have the target and you're going to hang it onto the T-post, right? You've CNC'd a little hole in it to hang onto the T-post.
Yeah, the gongs or the silhouettes had some holes to be hanged with bolts and chains and stuff like that. But we modified. Well, the gongs have 2 hooks on it.
Yep.
But you can just suspend it by one. So you're gonna sit on a 45-degree angle. You just, but it will hold on position. But the good thing is with the T-post, with a guy like me that shoot long distances, we have to walk most of the time. So you just have 1 T-post, the bracket fits on your pocket, and you just walk around with the T-post as long as you able to, and then you just grab the gong and you hit the T-post on the ground. Then you hang the target on it and you just walk back.
Yeah, it's perfect.
It's very easy and cheap because the T-posts also are very like $5 to $7 different lengths.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cheaper than a 2x4 studs now. So that's a good thing. And it's very easy and it doesn't fail very much. For sure, if you hit the T-post too many times, it will cut.
Yeah.
But that's the part of the fun, You just don't shoot
the T-post. I've had some problems with that. Anyways, let's talk about some of the new targets that are out. The ones that I was really interested in is when Rick was on, he was talking about the new silhouettes target. So the rams, the chickens, and the turkeys, and the pegs. And he's going to be using that for the race gun series. So it's one of the stages. And then also you have something that's brand new as well. It's the zero paper zeroing target, which means it's basically steel and you can zero your target there, which is fantastic. One, you can see your impacts. Two, you can hear the ting, so it's a lot of fun. And three, you're not going to keep going through a lot of paper and having to repost paper. So let's talk about the silhouette targets. So it comes as a kit, does it? And how much is the kit? And
$40 for the 4 targets with hangers, with the little hangers, and with the I don't want to lie, but I think the brackets for the frame also came with it. Yeah. It's just the whole kit that you need to suspend them and hang them and shoot them. You only need to provide the legs and the pole, which is our EM tubing. It's metallic tubing. So it's very cheap on all the hardware store, and you need to cut whichever length you want to make them from the ground.
Yeah,
a bar of 8 foot. It gives you 4 legs of 2 foot. I'm very good at math. And, so that gives you a correct length. But for now, with the snow, I prefer like 3 or 4 inches. The legs, not inches, but foot. So that it's taller on the ground, and also in the winter, in the summer, when there's tall grass and stuff like that, you may want to clear all the vegetation. So that's $40 for these little fine little silhouette. You have the bigger one, like the ram, is kind of big. You can shoot it easily at 100 yards. But the little chicken is super, super small, like 1 inch or something. And so that's kind of more challenging. And with the new design of the hanger, it doesn't fall off of the hanger very easily, and it spins very, very cool. It reacts very well with on the hanger, so that's a good thing. And Rick helped. I have to say thanks to Rick, because Rick had a lot of its ideas on my design. So it gives me a feedback, and sometimes you see something and say you can improve it because we had some failure with that, and it gives me the feedback, and it gives me some ideas, and he sees the stuff on the US side or on some shooting range, and he tells me, do you think about this and that? And the zero paper target, it's not my idea, it's an idea from a guy in the US, but Rick saw it and say, well, that's what we need.
Yeah, right, it's now. Perfect.
And I just tweaked some little things around and adapted to my, the T-post hanger and the way my targets were suspended, and adjust some little things, but it is very cool to shoot. Zero paper target is just, you have 25 holes to shoot at. So the holes are making the point of aim. So you don't have to paint a little X or something like that. Just the hole, you can see the light through coming through the holes. So you're just painting back the target, and you see the holes, and you just choose one, try to make a group. So you can measure your group, you can tweak your zero when there's something changed. So just before a match. So that's why Rick wanted some. I made some taller ones with more dots on it. So during the match, you're going to set up 2 or 3. So the shooters will be able to just zero their rifle just before the match. So that's the cool thing. Yep. And he don't have a paper just to replace and to mess around with. So it's just another target that you just have to suspend it.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's perfect for competition. And the reason why is because you can zero your targets. People can be shooting over here, and let's say you've lost your zero, you can go back over here and re-zero. But if the paper, like with paper, sometimes it's obliterated and you can't really tell. So with that, you can actually re-zero and it's quite quick and you don't have to replace anything and it's perfect. Yeah. It's really affordable.
You're good to go for 20, 25 more.
Yeah.
And I also noticed because just yesterday I was trying my new rifle, my CZ457, and I bring some paper targets to zero my my rifle, and I had some other targets, steel targets to try out and test. And I said it's so boring to shoot at let's say a cardboard, and you don't. Did I hit where my hole is? You don't have that problem with the steel targets. You ding, oh, for sure I hit it where it is. So the problem is that now my targets are white. So during the winter, you
can't see. But if you hit
something else,
the color you want, but for now they are white, so I don't.
It's harder to see. Yeah. Let's talk about. By the way, if anybody's interested in these products, you sell to people who are just interested, not just the military or to retailers.
Yeah, this is the website, so anybody can place an order or just ask some question and see the prices. And if there's something that interesting, you can ask them question. I'm all day long. I'm answering question and guiding people on the what kind of first target to buy. It's for the most of the used target shooter, the steel targets are there from a long time ago, but from a lot of people, they never shot at a steel target. And so they're asking, well, I've heard that the smaller the better, because if you have a small target, it practice you to aim small and getting better, like they said in the movies. But in fact, is you don't have a nice feedback behind your target. When you miss, you don't know anything, because you don't. Did I miss too high, too low, left, right? What happened? And because it happened to me like 4 years ago when I was practicing long range, set up an 8-inch target at 500 meters. It's no big deal. It's more than 1 MOA. My rifle shoot like 3/4 MOA, so that should be easy. Then I missed. Say, well, I missed where?
Where's
nothing. So I tried again. I missed again. Okay. I tried a little more left, more right, to learn that finally that I was shooting too high. So I spent like 8 rounds. And I learned nothing with these rounds. So you're better having a bigger target. And if you want to shoot small, just paint a little small round on it and just a little, take a and aim small. But if you miss, you're going to see something. Mm-hmm. Or if you have a nice sand backsplash, so now you can see your impacts on the ground, so that's okay.
Well, you get that at the range, but if you're like I shoot out on the farm every once in a while, and I use steel, and if you miss and it's flat,
you get nothing.
You see a splash in the back sometimes, but that doesn't tell you if you missed high or low. It's a splash. It'll always look low if it's on a flat plane, right? And you could have missed high or you could have missed low, especially with a 22 where you're arcing them in. Yeah. So bigger is better for those kind of things, just to know that you're hitting it. And if you've got decent optics, you can see where you impact anyways, especially with a 22, because you don't have the recoil, so you can spot where that hit was.
Yes, and if the paint is kind of fresh on the target, it makes a big nice splash that you can see very far away. I learned that on a Paris competition when I was shooting at 1 kilometer away with my 308. I was seeing the splash just underneath the target. There was a nice sand background, so I saw the splash underneath the target. So I say, I will shoot more higher, then higher, then higher, then higher. And I say, well, I didn't. So I did make 0 points out of 5 on that stage. And the spotter afterwards told me, you are shooting too high. Just because the bullet's coming from above, like like a rainbow. Yep. It's just behind the target on the ground, but I was too high. So that's okay. Well, that's different. So that was a 24 inches square target. So I was kind of bad, but anyway, that's part of the knowledge. The
it's part of shooting long range.
And learning.
Yeah. You could misdial. It could maybe the weather or the wind change. Maybe there's an updraft downrange. Like, who knows what's going on?
You learn a lot while shooting, but if you don't see what you're doing,
you're not going to get that data.
Every round that you shoot, I used to have a shooting log, write everything I do because that's my memory, that's my knowledge is all stored in that. So I consult it when I try to, especially when you're trying to hit with a cold bore shot. Every rifle is different with a cold bore, so I note everything out on my. And it takes time, but it helps me to cool down my barrel. So after 10 shots, I just wrote down everything, and my barrel is cooling down, and I get the piece out. And
and you got that information. You got to be able to see what you're hitting in order to get that information, though. So, right?
Sure,
yeah. Can you tell me, like you mentioned a little bit ago, so people actually contact you. What is one? What would you recommend if somebody has never shot steel before? Which one are you going to tell them to get? It's going to be the most versatile for them. And what's your bestseller as well?
The best sellers are the silhouettes and the round gongs because the round gongs are very cheap.
Yeah.
I usually tend to, for sure, it's kind of more expensive to shoot a 12 inches gong than an 8-inch. But for somebody who wants to try the long distance, I try to sell the 12-inch or the 3/3 IPSC silhouette because I do like the silhouette, and it has multiples place to shoot at. So you can give yourself like I said earlier, you can give yourself a challenge just to hit the head at whatever it is. So it depends on the people that tell me what their range of the distance where they're going to engage the target is. So 0 to 300 meters, the inch target is very good. So it's kind of different for every people. So I just have a chat with them and ask them some questions. And that's the problem with Gongjo is it's my passion. Shooting is my passion. So I speak with a lot of people we share that passion. So sometimes a customer comes in home and we spend 2 hours to go. So my girlfriend's like, again, just spend 2 hours with the customers. That I didn't spend 2 hours with customers. It's now a friend because people bring me shoot on their spot, and I do also on farms and in competition also, and in events and stuff like that. So
you're hanging out with your people.
Yeah, exactly. That's the coolest thing. I'm so gifted to be able to speak all day long with people that share the same passion as me. So that's the coolest.
Yeah, coolest part about this. Have you found that your business has actually picked up quite a bit over the last probably year and a half with so many people switching over to rimfire, and then also with the new series that are coming out?
Yeah, especially the rimfire series that brings Rick is this year just came up with a lot of more series.
Yep.
The past years was the CRPS and ORPS thing.
Mm-hmm.
ORPS just give me a nice view all around the country. So I'm shipping a lot of British Columbia and Alberta. Saskatoon, the Saskatchewan, these parts on the west. I never went to the west yet, but I shipped 10 to 20 orders a week out of the west. So
you need to make it as part of one of your next shipments.
Well, I have to travel, so I have a lot of friends that I never saw, never shoot with.
Yeah.
So probably one summer I'm gonna make a very nice road trip, like Rick does.
Yeah.
He's
a crazy man, though. You know that, right?
I don't know how he does, but it's a nice trip. I guess you have to do it once in your life. A nice trip on the west and enjoy the country. Probably one day, one year, I'm going to do it if possible. Unfortunately, I cannot do it on motorcycle because that would be the best thing. But I cannot bring any targets, any guns on motorcycle.
No, you can't.
Well, you got to go with Rick and make him take all the stuff, and then you motorbike.
That's true. Just trail behind him. Yep. He can be your pit crew.
He can have the tent and all that heavy stuff. You can just go, just you on the motorbike, no backpack, nothing else.
Let Rick carry all the stuff.
Yeah. He's got room in his trailer. He's got all sorts of room in there.
The last time I saw this trailer, it was packed up all the way. So
he doesn't have room. He does not have room. Yeah. And how are you at changing out springs and things like that?
Yeah, can you change out?
Yeah, you might have to in the middle of the road someplace. You did talk about ORPS and supplying the targets for that. What you said that there's more and more that are going out to people, and typically what happens, well, not typically, the way that Rick has set it up is the ranges themselves run these matches. So can you tell everybody about if their range is looking at doing an ORPS, which is the Rimfire series, how much it would cost for them to actually get the steel for it, and how quickly you could actually get it to them as well, because people are starting to set up for they're shooting this year, their calendars. So
yes, usually if we don't have it already in stock, it takes like 1 week to get the inventory back. It's 3 days if we're very busy, it's 3 days to cut the steel that we send in production. Then we have to manipulate it, paint it, stuff like that. So usually ORPS kits are sold for 300 something at the beginning of 330 or 29 something. Not so expensive. So usually the kits pay itself the first or the second event.
Yeah.
So we just had to ideally, if they want us to buy a kit for a special event, and if it's near the dates, you just have to contact me to be sure that I will place this order very on a fast track, to be sure that they don't miss the event because they don't have the target, which would be a shame.
Mm-hmm.
Like a couple of weeks ago, they had in the West, they had an event. It wasn't an official event. It was just kind of practicing and getting into the RPS. And Canada Post failed on it, so they didn't receive during the time. It was Monday before the Saturday of the, let's say, event, and he didn't receive that. So I said, just have a chat with them, and if they don't, I'll send another one on priority mail to be sure that you don't miss an event. Would be a shame, and we'll arrange it later for the. And fortunately, on Tuesday, it show up at the store, so it was okay. But if I'm aware that there's an event, it's good for me to see it, to know it, because I'll be able to adapt it and fast track the targets it needed. But usually, if you want to set a ORPS match at your gun range, at your range, you just have $300 kit to buy, and some 2x4 studs, because the new kits is made to fit in 2x4. That's the way that we can have the cost down and have something durable that can sustain a match. Because having some steel hangers at the correct height, depending on every range is different. Some range you cannot plant anything on the ground because they have some kind of bizarre soil or
some of them are packed down really tight. Yeah. You can't put anything in the ground.
So with 2x4s, you can arrange X on the ground, or add some legs on. Mm-hmm. So and all the hanger that fits into the 2x4 is all our AR500, so it's very, very durable. So and you just have to place it at an angle so that the target has more place to swing. And what is cool thing is when you hit the 2x4, it doesn't make anything. It's not.
It doesn't make a sound. It doesn't react.
On a range, so you don't see if there's an impact on a target or it's a miss. With a 2x4, if you miss, you just it disappear into the wood, so that doesn't shake the targets very much. So that's kind of more easy for the spotter to see if there's an impact or a miss. So that's a good thing also. And the 2x4 used to be cheap, but not anymore. But you can have just a regular saw and build yourself. It's kind of versatile and very easy. Everybody has a battery drill and some screws, so they can build up the stand that they need at the correct height that they need for their particular range. So they're shooting downward, upward, or on a berm or something like that, so they can adapt it. And it's not so heavy also. So you like roughly lower than 1 hour, you can set up a ORPS match very easily.
That's awesome. So there's all kinds of various kits that are out there. People can buy the ORPS practice rimfire kit that you have as available. It's $45. That's super cheap. And it comes with a 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, and 4 inch. And you also have, so if people are getting into the, I don't know, is Race Gun, is it run by the range, or is it Rick going on his, going across the country? Is Race Gun also, or
because I think Rick asked me to set up that kit because he wanted to run some race gun series that already exists somewhere. So we saw already some kits like that. So to ranges, to match directors that wanted to run these matches.
Yeah.
So I never tried a match by myself yet, and I do one because race gun looks like very, very fun, especially the quickly engage targets and reset that's my, that's what I want to do this year. Is I want to try these. So yes, you can buy it to practice at home or at your private range if you want.
Yeah.
But that kit is very it's a very complete kit.
Yeah.
There's a lot on it, and it's fairly heavy, so I have to ship it in 2 different packages because too heavy for regular parcels. So I need to and I sold a couple of them on the West.
Okay.
So that's a big kit. So you have a 6, 8, 12 inches on square and diamond, and there's a lot of 1/3 IPSC.
Yeah, I saw that too as well.
And all the hangers are included. Like I think it's 10 hangers, T-post hangers. So it's kind of very easy to set up and after stage when you have to change the target.
It's super quick.
Yeah.
I've been at one of those matches, and it's super quick, super fast too. It's fun. Shooting is like finding out where the line is on how fast you can shoot, going past it, and then doing terribly. That's fun too. Well, too fast, a little bit slower. I'm missing. Yeah.
So one of the things I did notice, and we talked about it prior to coming on, but also gear prices are really economical. I'm going to say economical compared to some of the other steel manufacturer or Gong manufacturers out there. And you're also Canadian as well. So people really should be going out and supporting you. And shipping. How is shipping for steel, by the way? Is it ridiculous and redonkulous, the prices?
Well, it depends on the location. I would say sending a 12-inch Gong, worst case scenarios would be like $25.
Okay.
Well, maybe a little more. Sometimes it's on a very bizarre, very far locations from big center, big city, stuff like that. But
you mean like Mali?
It was a shipping container, so I don't know. I didn't care. Yes, I don't want to lie because the big full size IPSC target silhouette is very heavy. It's just the limit that Canada Post accept for their regular package.
Okay.
So that one may be more expensive. I just had an order this week from France. Just buy a full size IPSC. It cost him $420 Canadian to have this target there. So basically, with the shipping and the target. So basically, he paid more for the shipping than the target.
For the target, yeah.
No steel supplier in France. I don't know. I just don't get it. Go out. I will ship it. No problem.
Yeah. Great targets, great prices, and the shipping in Canada. Not so bad. Outside of Canada,
what's the cost for like so an ORPS set would be pretty heavy, but like what's the cost to ship one of those to like Edmonton or Calgary or something like that?
It's Calgary.
I can look on the past orders, but I'm not sure. Like $30 maybe.
Oh, I was thinking like $50 to $100 or something like that.
Like I'm talking to you, I'm looking at the last order for the RPS kit. Right on. This guy just ordered 2 kits, but it's for $44 for 2 kits. So
wow,
that's cheap. That's way cheaper than I thought it would be.
Oh, okay, good. Glad to hear. I would say it's 30 something.
Yeah,
that's cool. But I don't have the good thing is I don't have all the hangers. selling, if the cleats include all the, like 24-inch or 30 inches hangers, steel hangers, that would add the weight and add the cost. So that's why we can keep competitive with that steel target, and that's why we can ship it for not so a lot of money. So
yeah, cool.
Is there anything that you have that's coming out that you want to talk about? Anything exciting, maybe that you want to spill the beans? Because people actually come on our show and spill the beans about things. So, is there anything that's exciting that you want to talk about?
But we didn't talk about the my annealer that we spent some years to.
Oh yeah.
Then now we have the second version. One is the Eco annealer, which is very not so pricey and very simple annealer. And we sell them like crazy, like hot buns.
Really?
Yes, yeah, Australia and France. We sell and in Canada also, and I'm pretty excited on this because this just catch on fire and just sold a lot. This is a very nice little annealer that works just fine, just super simple. We include a bottle of Tempilac, which is the little paint that melts at the correct temperature. So the correct temperature for annealing, if you don't know, it's 750 Fahrenheit. So with we include the bottle that costs like $30-something in that price. So it's just a little neat unit that you can anneal your brass and make them lifespan last longer, and also it helps to keep the velocity more consistent. So the reloaders know what I'm talking about, and the other ones just think that I'm speaking Chinese. But so it's been 3 years or 2 years now that we have the first model, and this year we just readjust everything out. So that's one of the cool thing that we have. That's not target shooting, but it's still like shooting related. Yep. We have some reloading trays and little trays that makes easier to
drying trays
to drying the brass, so you that keeps the brass downwards. So when you quench them on water, or the wet tumblers or sonic cleaner, something like that, you just want to have them dry out, not just laying on a napkin. You just have to make it on a little rack, and I use that also for loading. So we do the little stuff, and they are very cheap. So what I'm excited about is the new targets that are coming. All the ideas from Rick, all the ideas that we have also for the mover targets or the flipping targets or the reactive mode targets. I spend a lot of hours a week just to develop some new reactive targets, because steel is fun. Reactive is way more fun.
When do you think you're going to be coming out with the reactive targets? Is it coming out this spring or in the summertime? When do you think you'll have something?
It's hard to tell. I'm so busy right now, so I don't want to make some promises. But I want that spring that had some more reactive targets, and I have to have some movers for this summer. I have to, because
you have to.
Summer won't be as great. I have to save 2021. We have to make something really cool to do on that summer. So. That kind of joking, but making a not so pricey moving target for 22 LR would be a very, very good thing.
Yeah, it would.
And that's my goal.
Okay.
Keeping alive and have enough sleep. That's another goal for.
Yeah. Okay. Where can people actually get a hold of you, or where can they find you? What's your website? Where can they find you on Facebook? You're on Instagram as well.
Donjo.com is the easiest way, because there you can find all the contact information. Also on Facebook, the Cible Gongjo page is also running well. Instagram also. I try to limit myself to these platforms, because too much platform I just get lost and don't remember which contact me on which one. Email works, phone works. I can speak English, I understand English, so that's okay for the. I speak French usually, but from Quebec people, but mostly Canada is mostly English, so I have to adapt myself. So don't hesitate to call. Give me a call. I speak to a lot of cool people around Canada, so that's a great thing. And the websites, just go to gongjo.com, and there's everything there to have a look on what's available, and if you have a question, you have all the information there to contact me. And I'm not I'm a easygoing person, so I try to understand your needs, and I try to guide you as much as I can. Usually it works. Usually, and the price are good, so that's a good thing for the customers, because you don't. I don't have a lot of overhead, like let's say big equipments to pay and a nice infrastructure to pay around, and so the overhead's very low. That's why the prices are that competitive.
Right.
So, and I know I am a shooter, so I spend a lot of money on my ammo, on my guns. The more money I save, the happier I am. So I try to keep the price as low as possible, so most people can enjoy it. That's when something usually a lot of people ask me, if I buy a lot of targets, can I have a very nice discount?
Okay.
Yes, I can, but the prices are kind of very, very low, just to let all the people benefit of it. So why there's I can sharpen my pen just a little bit. Not the price now.
Yeah. No, like the reality is those prices are just fantastic. So yeah. And thank you again for coming on tonight. Adriel, do you have any other questions? I know that you've been jumping in.
No, I've been jumping in where I need to. I think it's great. I love the concept of inexpensive steel targets, and I think that specifically for rimfire, there's not a lot of people out there that are doing it. It's nice to get a nice light plate, something that's thin but still AR-500, so you don't get the ricochet. You can shoot it at long distance. You can still hear it hit the steel. I was out shooting my SKS the other day and anything past 400 or 500, you can't hear it. You can't hear it hit, and I think with a 22, a nice light plate like you make is really great.
Yeah.
When Rick asked me for the challenge to hit a 1 foot square target at 300 meters with a 22 LR, and we made it so thin because there's not a lot of energy, so we don't have to worry about breaking the targets. And because they are so thin, we're able to hear the ding so lightly, because it's the bullet takes a while to reach the 300 meters. Then the sound just had to
come back.
Wait, did I hit it?
Wait a second. Wait. Oh, look. All right. Yeah. Well, as I said, thank you very much for coming on. And also thanks for supporting rimfire in Canada. This is fantastic. It's just great. I know that you've been around since the beginning of ORPS and CRPS. So thank you for actually supporting that as well. And my peeps. It's always nice to meet more people and to actually get to know my people. I like that. Well, And
if I want to say, if there's people that match directors or anybody make an event, building up or setting up an event, just contact me if you want some price for the price table.
Wow.
I'll send something. We getting bigger, so we have more steel to give for these events, because these events are the heart of the sport. A lot of people are shooting along on their range, but when y'all meet up together to a range and to an event, that's very cool. So don't hesitate to ask if I can. If I can, I'll drop a couple targets just on the price table, just to have more smile on the face and more people getting into the events. So don't hesitate. The worst, I would say no, but it never happened yet. So.
Well, that's great. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming on tonight, Jonathan.
Pleasure to chat with you guys.
Awesome.
Once again, we'd like to thank Jonathan for coming on and talking about Guangzhou steel. Love it. All right. Listener feedback. Listener feedback is sponsored by Armory DC Gunsmith. Armory DC Gunsmith is the full-service gunsmith who specializes in firearms refinishing. He offers hot bluing, parkerizing, Cerakote finishes, as well as wood and steel refinishing. Check out his online inventory of new and used guns, firearms, accessories, optics, and more at dcgunsmith.ca. You can also check him out on Facebook or also on Instagram. And if you're looking for those links as well,
he's got OnlyFans too.
Oh God, no. Really? No, I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Okay, he's not on OnlyFans. God.
Jeez.
Yet.
Okay.
Yet.
Maybe.
That's an untapped marketing potential right there.
It is. Guns and porn. Of course it is. Same demographic. All right.
I bet you they don't care if you hold a gun on screen on live stream. Bet you they don't care at all.
No, I don't think so. All right.
That's what we're going to be streaming next. Just for our Patreons. Or our OnlyFans, I guess. I wonder what their cut is. I wonder if it's worse than Patreon or better. It's got to be better.
I don't know.
Coming soon.
Okay. Why don't you do the research?
Yeah, I'll get all right on that.
Okay. Why don't you read this email from Steven?
From Steven. Hello from the center of the universe. Finally got out of the house and out to the range. My first trip this year, and thought I would give skeet a try, and must say it's quite different from trap. The flight path, the holds, and the leads.
No kidding. Sorry.
Already,
It is, totally.
Already planning and looking forward to going out again next weekend to give it another try. In the meantime, I'm still going through your backlog episodes. Finally finished all of 2017. Instead of starting 2016, I decided to start from the beginning. Did you know Spotify only goes back to episode 9?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That must be something new. Maybe we're like maxing out on episodes. Like it's not normal to have 300 some episodes for a podcast. And a lot of the services just don't support that length of or that number of back episodes.
Do you mean that we could stop doing episodes now?
Just recycle. We'll just start replaying them from the start, right?
Yeah. You don't know who
take
we
a week
are.
off every once in a while. Just be like, I don't know. Listen to episode 9.
And everybody's going, oh, it's back.
Right. Comfrey. Woo. Woo-hoo. Finally. Been waiting. I must say it was quite interesting hearing Adriel write in as a listener. And it was strange. Trevor was going through this strange identity crisis where he thought he was Ron Burgundy. I did lose a little, I think the word might be respect, when it seemed that Trevor didn't know who Bert Gummer was. Especially because I imagined the room behind Trevor's webcam is much like Bert's basement. I've added a link to a scene from Tremors for Trevor's review and education.
I wonder if you watched that. I think he did.
Everyone's got to have watched that show. Yeah. Anyways, that's enough procrastination. Back to writing to the counselors for both for where I live and work in Toronto, as well as our mayor about C21. Shoot safe, shoot straight, and shoot often. And I'm Ron Burgundy.
Yeah, he brought that out last week again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, I completely forgot about Ron Burgundy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good luck. Good luck with your mayors and councillors and stuff. Sounds like they don't care, but you got to put the pressure on anyways.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Toronto.
That's where you live, right?
No.
Yeah.
Freaking 2.5 hours away from Toronto.
That's like suburbs of Toronto, practically.
It actually
2.5 is like, that's with traffic. Yeah. Traffic's terrible there.
People are buying in Kingston and working in Toronto.
Yeah.
Serious.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. By the way, yeah, totally trap and skeet are two total different birds, by the way.
Don't you throw the skeets with your skeet thrower and then shoot them? And like, that's like, do you want to go shoot trap and you throw the skeets with your skeet thrower?
What? Yeah.
Do you have one of the like little like bendy ones where you bend the spring back and it flings out the trap and then you shoot it with your skeet gun?
I go to a place where I just have to hit a button and it does it for me.
It'd be cool if it was like voice activated.
Yeah, we got those.
Oh.
They didn't work out all that well.
Oh.
Anyways, so yeah, we're getting those. So that's really cool. But so I practice throwing clays. Yeah, not good at it. I'm as good at throwing clays as I am at throwing axes.
It's surprising. Like there's a trick to it, eh?
It's a flick of the wrist. Yeah.
Well, I go straight arm with a little flick right at the end. Just straight arm flick.
Yeah.
But like when I take people out to the range, like new people who haven't shot before, that's another thing that they have to learn. And usually they don't. And I just throw them. Usually I set up the shotgun so that there's a table in front of them. So when they're done, they just put it down and I don't have to handle it. And I'm just like chucking clays the whole time. great arm exercise.
Yeah.
Not that I need it on this one, but
All right, let's go to Patreon from William. So William says, I have an Aimpoint PRO with the original mount. What mount are you using, Adriel, to push the optic further forward?
Yeah, so I've got, he's probably seen one of the pictures. So the original mount I really like, but on a WK180 or a WS, the shoulder goes a little bit high up on them and it interferes with the knob on the Aimpoint Pro mount. So I've used, I want to say Nokia, but that's not the right, starts with an N. Nikon. There we go. Nikon P series mount. It's a real spindly little mount. It's not like a high durability, like bulletproof mount, but it gets my optic pretty far forward and it fits.
That works.
And that was important. The fitting part was real important. So and they're really cheap. Those Nikon P mounts are very cheap.
Yeah.
You could just use a standard 30 millimeter high, but the cantilever that you've got in the P mount does put it far forward. And with a red dot, the further forward you've got it, the less stuff it blocks from your vision. So if you've got a red dot very far back, it's right up in your face. There's a lot of stuff getting blocked out.
Yep.
A little bit further forward or further out, and it's blocking less stuff. That's why generally with a red dot, I run them as far forward on the receiver as I can, practically.
Yeah, you talked a little bit about that last week when you were talking about the differences.
Yeah, the prism and whatnot. Yeah.
Okay. If you'd like to email the show, you can send an email to slamfireradio@gmail.com, or you can contact us through Instagram, on Patreon if you're a patronee as well, or you can even drop us a little message on Facebook too. We'll put it up here and we'll talk about it so that everybody can.
It's easier if you just email though.
Yeah.
Because there's so many platforms.
Yeah, but I'm everywhere, so I post here. This is true. By the way, I've gotten some responses about that from last week.
Oh.
Yeah, you remember what we were referencing. Anyways, podcast reviews. We don't have any this week from Facebook. Go over to our Facebook page and give us a review as well. Patreon. We do have a new Patreon, Blaz, from actually our friend, our Maple Seed friend. He is a new Patreon as well. So check us out. Actually, Blaz, if you want to
address, did email us? Hey guy, email your address in so I can send you the stuff.
Yeah. Send us an email at slamfireradio@gmail.com with your address and contact information, Blaz. Okay. And if you would like to be a Patreon, you can go to patreon.com and go to Slamfire Radio and check it out. And we do stuff like send you stuff in the mail and apparently content on only. I don't know.
We could.
No, we don't want to do that.
But we won't right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Just helps us with the show.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to give a shout out to anybody?
Oh man. I know a week went by. I forgot everything. I know some people did some stuff for me. I forget. I am chalking it up to I forget. Where's the button? I forget.
Okay. I want to give a shout out to the ladies from Lady Gun and also from QSIF Women's Group Committee, one and the same, but also Regina, for a fantastic event yesterday, and the ladies that came on as well, the Olympians, and being such an inspiration. And I also want to give a shout out to Kyle. And Kyle is set up the practice on Sundays for us to go and actually shoot some IPSC drills. Or black badge drills, sorry. So it was fun. So it was good. All right. Go check us out on Gunners of Canada. Like us on Facebook and give us a review on Facebook and join the CCFR and see you next week.